what's up guys? I'm here with a phenomenal instructor that I've been actually blessed and lucky to work with. So we're just going to do a little interview with him, you know, kind of how he started and the progression and where he's at right now, just to kind of give you guys a feel, another edition of somebody that has many jumps, way more than I do, and kind of where he's been and his journey. So what's up? Welcome to the channel. This is Never Lost Adventures.
Thank you.
Yeah. So let's start from the beginning. Let's just keep it chill. So what made you want to start skydiving?
Well, it goes way back. I guess the first time I ever became interested in skydiving was watching a show called Headbangers Ball.
Okay.
On MTV. Way back in the early 90s.
Okay.
And Megadeth actually went skydiving. So Dave Mustaine and the drummer Nick Menza and a bunch of the other guys all went skydiving. And geez, I must have been 12, 13 at the time. I remember seeing that, just being like, oh my god, these guys are... I already thought they were cool playing the music, and then I was just like, that is like the coolest thing in the world. So I'd say that was like kind of my first exposure to it. Kind of planted the seed, you could say, in my mind. But it wasn't actually until I was 33. I lived in Europe for most of my 20s, so I moved back in Germany and Austria.
Awesome. We're at in Germany?
Many different cities. Berlin, Munich, Weimar, Halle, Leipzig, and Hamburg.
Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
Yeah, sure.
So da! Ein bisschen. I was stationed in Schweinfurt.
Wow, Schweinfurt. Okay.
Awesome.
So I came back to the United States. I began doing a PhD at UCSB. And in the middle of that, I was actually dating a girl who also was interested in going skydiving. Well, she dumped me. Fucking girls. And I was super depressed. One of the deepest depressions of my life, and I wanted something exciting and new in my life. And I booked a skydive actually here at Skydive Santa Barbara. Awesome. And literally from the moment I booked it, I was already happier. And then I came here, I got winded out a couple times, or weathered out a couple times, but then the third time I came here, we got to jump. And it was just so incredible. I knew that I wanted to learn to do it.
And that was your tandem?
That was the tandem. That was my first tandem. And so I did know pretty much after my first tandem that it was something that I wanted to learn to do.
Awesome.
Definitely not at all interested in instruction. No interest whatsoever. Never would have thought that that would have been something that would be...
Oh, to become an instructor.
Become an instructor. No way. I wanted to learn to skydive solo.
By yourself.
So it took me a little bit to kind of gather up the courage. But I think it was 2 or 3 months later I did my second tandem here. And that was just like even better. I had the altimeter in my hand, you know, was way more aware. I was like, whoa, there's the airport, we're over the runway. I remember being over the runway.
It wasn't just like a rush.
No, totally
that's how
different.
I felt too.
Oh, the first time was like a wash of sensations without being able to kind of make sense of anything. But the second time I really felt more aware. I did well, you know, wave off, pull the thing and everything like that. Canopy control check, whole thing. Awesome. So I was ready to go. They actually cleared me to do the first jump course.
Cool.
I booked the first jump course here and then they canceled it on me. So I actually ended up going to Skydive Paris for my first jump course. It's a confusing story. I went to Skydive Paris. I got weathered out there that day. This is September of 2012. And then I went to Skydive Taft to do my first jump. So I really kind of learned different locations. So that was also September of 2012, and it took me about 3 months, I want to say, to get my A license. And from there, I progressed very quickly. I got my B the same year. Awesome. I got my A license actually on January 1st, 2013. Hard to forget that.
Is that, let me stop you, is that kind of hard to, I mean, I guess it's all how fast, well, money, time, right?
Yeah.
But is that a fast learning pace for most?
I'd say that would be about average.
Okay.
Yeah.
From
I mean, honestly, it partially depends on people's money. Like how much money you have, and then how far away from the drop zone are you. Because I was driving 2 hours to Taft at that point.
Oh, so we're good. 2 hours.
There you go.
Yeah, because we're about 2 hours from Taft also. It's plus 10 minutes to Taft, minus 10 minutes here.
Also a great place to learn at Taft.
Okay.
So after that, I got my B, which is at 50 jumps. And then the C really came quite shortly after that. Geez, I became an AFF instructor. I think I had about 2.5 years in the sport.
Okay. Which is quick.
That is pretty quick to become an AFF instructor, I would say. And then I became a tandem instructor at about 1,070 jumps, if I remember correctly. So I became a tandem instructor actually after that. Ended up doing about 3,200 tandems and then quit earlier this year. Now I just do AFF with these guys, and run my company, Freefall Data Systems. So that's pretty much where I'm at right now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, well, since you're there, so Well, I'll let you talk about it. So he created his own altimeter, right? Your own programmable, it's all digital, right?
Indeed.
Yeah, you want to go ahead and touch on that?
Sure. I mean, basically, I started the company Freefall Data Systems kind of noticing some inadequacies of current products on the market. Specifically, as an AFF instructor, I remember people coming up to me with their audibles and asking me how to set it. Like, what do I hold this thing down, both buttons let up, and then press the right button? There's all sorts of funny things you need to do with some of those devices. So I came up with the idea of creating my own audible. I actually have a background in audio engineering, so I decided that my first product would actually be an audible, almost like a musical instrument.
Okay.
And so my idea was basically to create an audible that you could set with your phone.
Okay.
So basically created that audible, tested it over about a year with the instructors here and some fun jumpers. Came up with an offshoot product that I ended up getting a patent on called Color Alti, which is basically a light in your peripheral vision that changes color according to altitude, kind of like the lights that you saw on the altimeter.
Right.
But basically, those are my first two products. And then people saw, I went around the country, to different boogies and events and stuff like that, introducing these products to the skydiving community.
Right.
And by far the most common question was, why don't you combine Color Alti and Sono Alti?
Yeah.
And honestly, at that time, I was like, to be honest, I didn't really think of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that was the very next product that I got to work on. So Color Alti 2 came out actually last year in March, and just like exploded in popularity. It actually took over the popularity. Sono Alti, the audible, used to be more popular, but now that Color Alti is an audible as well, it actually took over the popularity.
Okay.
And then later last year, I also came up, like you said, with a wrist-mounted altimeter, as well as a speaking audible, which is pretty cool. So you're actually hearing a voice in your head, telling you the altitude.
That's awesome, man.
So those are the current products.
Way cool. I guess we'll hit that last. I was gonna say where can people reach and all that stuff. But so you're here now. So you're done with tandem stuff. You're instructing. You've created the altimeter. You're like really progressing. What's the next phase in your life? Like, what's the next big jump?
That is a great question. Tara, my girlfriend, and I are basically looking to move out of California. Probably.
Us too.
Right on.
Sorry, California.
Yeah. So we're looking probably to go to the other skydiving mecca in the United States, which would be Florida.
Okay.
So that's probably one of the next steps we're going to make, and then developing potentially some other products for the company too. Maybe looking at some GPS products.
Awesome.
Stuff like that. So.
For GPS for aerial, like skydiving?
For skydiving.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Whoa, trip out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay. And I also overheard somebody talking about doing night jumping and the lights and all that kind of stuff. Can you touch on that? So all that can work obviously at night, right?
Definitely.
So pros, cons?
Well, to be completely honest, these current products tend to be a little bit bright at night, jumping at night. So I'm working on possibly getting some tint, for example, on the lights, because it just ends up being super bright. That being said, they can actually be useful. You can make these into strobes, and you're actually required to wear a light that can be seen for 5 miles in any direction.
Gotcha.
So,
safety feature.
They can actually be useful for that purpose. But for night jumps, I'm still working on a better solution for that.
Now, are the screens backlit, or can you choose to have the screens?
The next one will be backlit.
Okay, there you go.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Yeah,
awesome.
definitely.
And then, so you also have the visual.
That's good. Yeah, I would say mostly for a day. I would say the best product for night jumps probably would be the speaking audible. Because then you're fully altitude aware. You have a constant altitude read off.
That's awesome.
You don't need to look at a backlit screen.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
to try to focus on that.
Yeah, I would say it's actually a pretty ideal solution.
It's probably a little safer too, right? You're just hyper-vigilant, just tell me what to do, where I'm at, so to speak, so I can just do my own thing.
Yeah, and I haven't tried it yet, but it definitely be cool.
Because I also noticed as a beginner, and maybe this goes away, you can correct me, as a beginner, like as I'm looking at the altimeter, I'm going to want to turn left.
For sure.
Right?
Well, the funny thing is that it doesn't necessarily completely go away when you're more advanced, because once you get into more advanced flying techniques, such as head down or sit flying and stuff like that, well then at higher speeds it has an even more of an effect.
That's true. Okay.
So so it's always an issue, definitely, and that's one reason that I think Color Alti 2 has become more popular for sure. Okay. Especially as that type of flying is becoming more popular.
Awesome. Well, as my instructor, we did ground school, which was like learning through a fire hose. It was 7 hours or so,
Yeah.
6 hours, 7 hours of just tons of information. But it's like, I think the way you guys did it was phenomenal. I was totally engaged. And one thing I must say, which most people around here have energy, but this guy has the most energy. It's like, yes, I have that much energy right now.
I appreciate that, brother.
Yes, dude, for sure. And it's so exciting. The one bad caveat, like, so when we're getting ready, right? So he's here, I'm out of the plane, and this was like on the ground and in the air, right? And I'm supposed to look at the prop. I don't even want to look at it. I get my check-in, and he's super excited. And I'm like, I'm trying not to laugh and focus, but the energy is there, dude.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I feel so much so much more secure like that.
Awesome.
And so it's just like, even we did like a little live and stuff like that, and I was thinking about it last night, and I'm like, you know what? If Casey's there, like, I'm good. And in Skydive Santa Barbara, like, I feel safe, I feel confident, so there's nothing I need to worry about. As long as I do my job, I trust that Skydive Santa Barbara and Casey are gonna do their job. So, and I'm promoting Casey because he's right here, but Patrick and the other instructors, they're all good people. And so if you guys come down to Skydive Santa Barbara, whether it's here in Lompoc or in Santa Barbara or Taft or anywhere else, then you're going to be very well taken care of, and especially with this gentleman right here. So I greatly appreciate it. Been super excited, and I'm ready to keep going. So, and like you with your story, my first tandem was a little hairy, but second one was like, dude, I got this. Like,
Hell
okay.
yeah.
Like the second one is like altimeter, and I was just like, I glazed over it, just like I get how
sand,
you,
yeah.
And I'm just like,
Didn't
okay,
really register, yeah.
just right, like going through the motions.
Pure mechanical, yeah.
And then homeboy was like, I'm glad you pulled just under 5, but I was about to pull for you,
For sure.
But
Yeah.
it's such, it's a rush, but as Patrick like confirmed what I was saying, it's like this thing of serenity.
Oh, definitely.
Super peaceful.
You
So,
looked very decent there.
it's awesome, and that's what I'm there for. So, thank you for that. So, where can people reach you? Do you have Instagram? What's your social? or
Absolutely.
website?
On Instagram, you can find me, Freefall Data Systems. On Facebook, also, Freefall Data Systems. And then the website is freefalldatasystems.com. And on
Okay.
YouTube as well, Freefall Data Systems.
Awesome. So, do you have your own YouTube channel? Or?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, bitches.
Absolutely.
Well, we'll follow you, and we'll promote, dude. We're down.
Appreciate that.
So,
Same.
for sure.
Yep.
For sure. Awesome, you guys. So, like I said, if you guys have any other questions, get a hold of Casey. We'll put everything underneath the video and do all that kind of stuff. If you guys want to skydive, or like I said in the beginning, if you guys want to do anything that's scary in your life that you are not doing, it doesn't have to be skydive, you should, but just do it, right? Just
Absolutely.
jump.
Just do it.
Because I was a little apprehensive today, but after doing it and being up there,
And life is short.
yeah, it just, I don't know. There's no words to describe, and there almost shouldn't be. It's just do it. So anyways, so thank you very much for taking the time.
Absolutely.
I greatly
My
appreciate
pleasure.
it, and we look forward to more jumps, man.
Definitely.
Peace. Later, guys.